Hello everybody. Today I'm going to discuss with you how to fight a narcissist in court. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Natasha Williams and I'm a toxic relationship expert and a personal development coach. And what one of the people that are following me have asked me is, how do you fight a narcissist in court? Now, I've been through it myself, and I can tell you it's probably one of the most draining things that you will ever have gone through, because it drains you emotionally, financially, mentally, every way possible. And it never gets better, it just keeps getting worse. From my own experience, I went back to the High Court 7 times before I could even get anywhere. The paperwork went missing, everything went missing, and eventually I decided I needed to change what I was doing. Okay, so what can you expect? First of all, you can expect that they are going to come up with lies. They're going to take things that have happened, that are truth, that are a grain of truth, and they're going to turn it around and twist it to such a way that they're going to make out that these are things that you did. They're going to want to make you look like you are emotionally unstable. So they will see if they can find a way to get to a psychiatrist or a psychologist and be on antidepressants or bipolar medication or whatever. And the problem with these professionals is that they don't look to see what is causing the anxiety, what is causing your sleeplessness. If there are toxic people in your life, of course you're going to be depressed. Of course you're going to be anxious. Of course you're not going to sleep. But they normally don't do that. And so you are then seen as the unstable one. Now, what they also will do is they will turn everything around, and whatever you've accused them of, they will say you did it. Now, what you've got to understand is the way that they work is they are trying to get you on the defensive and they are on the offensive. And I'm going to say to you, don't be on the offensive, but definitely don't be on the defensive. So what does that mean? It means you've got to stand in your truth. You've got to stand in your power. So you're not going to defend yourself. Now what happens is they will make an allegation in a court paper, which you then have to reply to and explain why and have facts and substantiate all of that stuff. And you'll end up becoming defensive because for every one that you deny, there's another 5 that they come up with. So you've got to be seen to be the stable one. You've got to be seen to be the one who is in control of your emotional state. Now, this is where they try and nail you because the legal system doesn't care about emotional abuse. They only can work with facts. And this is where they are so clever because they are getting you in an emotional state where you can't think clearly to get the facts. So what do you need to do? I'm first going to discuss with you the actual practical things that you need to do. Then I want to get into energy. So the practical things you need to do are make sure that you have as many facts as possible. In other words, the only way to prove a narcissist is to prove that they have a pattern of behavior, they have a pattern of abuse. And so you need to have a diary, you need photographs, you need evidence, hard evidence of conversations that were had, emails that were sent, recordings that happened, that you can present to the court every time you've gone to the police station, every time you've laid a charge, every time something has happened. You have the date and the time, etc. and you lay it out there and you lay it out thick. So when you reply in your court papers, if they say, well, she is emotionally unstable, you say, well, would you not be if I have not been presented with all of these things that have happened? This thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. And then they have to go back and prove they didn't do it. Now, if you have photographs, if you have all these evidence that substantiates, it's going to be very hard for them to deny that that is the case. It's very hard for them to prove, however, that you are emotionally unstable. So you can see how you can start to turn it around. The other thing is, most likely, 9 out of 10 times, every time I've encountered a narcissist, they use the dark forces. Now I'm talking about spiritual stuff here, and I'm talking about energy level stuff. And a narcissist is an energy vampire. Whether they are aware of it or not, they use people's energy in order to win. They use people's energy in order to feed themselves. So whenever you're around a narcissist, they're going to drain you. They get fuel from you. So what do you think they're doing every time they take you to court? They are getting a rise out of you. They're getting a feeling of power. They're getting a feeling of control over you. And they are just going to keep upping the game. So you need to protect yourself energetically. So protect yourself by putting an aura around yourself, a bubble around yourself, that you set your intention, and you do it every single day, and you do it every single time you come into contact with this narcissist, even if it's just a thought you have of them. Because every time you're thinking of them, you're feeding them. That is how energy works. So put a bubble around yourself and say as an announcement to the universe, to God, that whatever I allow into the space is only positive for my highest good, and everything that is negative cannot come in here. So I release what is negative, and I take whatever is mine, and I let go of whatever is not mine. The other thing you need to do is take your power back. Because they are draining you, because you're so consumed with your time and your financial resources and the way that they keep confounding you, you're going to lose energy. You're going to not have the support, and you need to start turning that around immediately. So you need to start building yourself up. You need to start getting a support system on your side. And that starts by getting the law on your side. So I'll say to you, learn as much as you can about the law. Look up case studies. Speak to people who know. Find out from people that have beaten the odds, that have gained that upper hand, and see what it is that they did. Because you are in such a low energy vibration state, you are not going to get the support that you're looking for. You need to get yourself into a higher state, a stronger state. And you will know that whoever's the strongest person, whoever has the strongest mind, is going to win. So if they've made any threats, if you can possibly get them to threaten you again if you haven't recorded it, and record it. Put a recording app on your phone so that every single time you get a call, it records. So in case you miss that, so that you have that kind of evidence, and just keep that track. And that is the best way to go about it. So you want to actually completely disengage from the game. So what I'm trying to say here is back to, it's not about being on the offensive, and it's not about being on the defensive. You've got to stand in your power. And my favorite saying, and those of you who know me, is evil flourishes when good men do nothing. And whenever I watch these Hollywood movies, I always see a good guy and a bad guy. And it's always the good guy helps everybody, and then he gets captured somehow, he gets annihilated by the bad guy, and then he gets strong, and then he wins in the end. Now, if you want to not be a statistic, you need to follow the Hollywood script. In other words, you need to get yourself strong. You need to overcome your kryptonite. You need to find out what it is that enemy is doing, because that is the hero's journey. The hero's journey is, I overcame that. And most people that I know that are empaths, that are with narcissists, want to help others. That is their primary drive in life. And you can't help somebody else when you can't help yourself. So be your statistic, be your number one, and overcome this, because you can. And then once you've overcome that, you can help others and show them what you did. And that's how you can pay it forward. And even if they do win, I always see it as winning the battle. It's not winning the war, because there are other ways of getting them back. And you will start getting those ideas as you get stronger. You will start connecting with the right people, getting the right information in your hands, because that is how energy works. I hope this helped you. And if you have any comments or questions, please share, and please share with me. I'd love to help you. If you have any other questions that you'd like to ask me, I will post it, of course, anonymously, but I will post it on my page. And that way, other people can benefit from the questions that you have, because everybody out there is looking for support. And I try not to give the narcissist the attention that they are looking for. It's not about them. It's time to look at you and raise your power. I hope you have an awesome day.